Good morning, guys. I wanted to, first of all, just do a quick little video and welcome everyone to AP Chemistry. We have a very exciting class set up. I would like to talk to you just about some of the things that we need, such as covered in the syllabus and the setup of the class and little things like that. First of all, like I said, it is AP Chemistry, and I know that everyone's coming into this class with a different background in chemistry. If you took chemistry last fall, you got the full everything. If you took chemistry last spring, then you got bits and pieces. And if you took chemistry this fall, you got about probably 90% of the material. I had to skip one whole unit, but it was just on thermo. And I had to cut our acids bases short. So everybody's coming in with a little bit of a different background. So the very first thing I want to tell you is, don't worry, okay? I will take and I will lift you up to where you need to be, and then I'll push you forward. So the whole goal is that, number one, I don't put any undue stress on you. I am going to ask that you do some things for me, but I'm not going to make it a very stressful, work-loaded class. So I am going to need your help whenever as we go through and start designing the layout of the class. So let me just go over a couple of things with you. First of all, our format for this class, our platform, is going to be Google Classroom. So I've sent out the invitations, and if you're watching this video, then you've found the invitation and you're in the classroom. There are a couple of tabs that you need to be aware of. The first one is your stream, and that just basically goes through and puts everything that I post up there. Well, that's not the best way to go about getting the material. In my opinion, I think it's easier to go to your classroom tab, click on it, and it gives you listed the way that I post it, not in the order that I actually posted it, but the way that it appears. And what I try to do is, like on Monday, it'll have Monday 1, Monday 2, Monday 3. Well, the Monday 1 is what you would do first, and then go to the second activity and then the third activity. So that's the way that I try to set it up. As y'all can see, we have our schedule, and we're all the way back to the Plan C, which is our remote learning. So what does that mean? Well, most of us have forgotten. Plan C only has a 1-hour class. So I went back in, and I've been doing a ton of talking on AP forums, and College Central does a really good job, and they have 8 teachers, just teachers, that moderate the AP forum, and they are some of the best teachers and best people that I have ever run across. That I ask them a question, getting a response immediately, and it's not like a textbook response, it's more of a common sense response. They're really excellent teachers. This is basically what they said. They said, when you are in a 1-hour setting like this, 50 minutes to an hour, then our expectations is that every student is going to spend 5 hours outside of class working on homework, working on your assignments, working on and continuing. Now, guys, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that in my class, I just don't see that happening. I do not give 5 hours of homework throughout the week. So here's what I am trying to do, and this is what you're going to have to help me do. Number one, if I give assignments, and we're going to critique this at the end of the week, you need to focus on the assignments. You need to give me the class time, our 1 hour in class, and then you need to look at how much time you're spending outside of class. If you will do that for the first week, at the end of this week, I'm going to ask y'all, and y'all are going to fill out a little survey, and you're going to say, is the class load too much? Is it too light? Is it just right? What can we do to adjust it? Because, like I said, I opened up and I said, no undue stress. And I think the biggest thing that I can do is to not say I'm not going to give you homework, not overload you with homework. All right, So anyway, that's going to be our platform, the Google platform, and we're going to use the Google Meets as our way of our face-to-face contact. So our class, if you look, first period starts at 8:30. I have office hours from 8 to 8:30, which sets up perfect for first period because, of course, if you're working on any assignments and you get ahead, then all you have to do, and you have a question, say, hey, Mr. Vance, just email me. We are going to do a remind me that will text me, and that's a much more reliable way of getting in touch with me. And then at 8:30, the class will start. I call them Zooms, but it's actually a Google Meets. My expectations is that every person is in every Google Meets. And you say, well, why do you want to do that if you've got it set up as an online class? Guys, I'm videotaping stuff. I'm also just going back, but it doesn't have that immediate feedback. Do y'all understand this? I can see you do this, or that's what we need whenever we're going over making sure that we understand everything. So my expectations is every student is in every Google Meets. If there is a conflict, I understand. Let me know. Just let me know a little bit before like 8 o'clock. Yeah, if you know you have a medical appointment next Friday, just say, hey, Mr. Vance, I'm not going to be in class next Friday. It just gives me a heads up. All right. Y'all know that we are going to be in Plan C for the month of January. So hopefully by the end of the month of January, things will start going back and we can do the A-Day, B-Day. We can work with it through that. Don't know exactly. We're just going to have to play it by ear. What I am going to try to do, and I can't swear that I'll be able to do this, but I think I can. On Sundays, I can post your work for the week. Now, on Sundays, I can at least post your work for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Because sometimes, y'all know, Wednesday's our remote day. I have to take Wednesday out just for planning to stay ahead, and I'll do that the rest of the week, Thursday, Friday, and the next week. But, it always happens that the first couple of 3 weeks, I can get ahead far enough. So I can post all of your assignments. When are your assignments due? Well, I will actually grade starting on Sunday evenings. So Sunday by 1 o'clock, you need to have your assignments posted and turned in. Now, I'm not a traditional teacher as far as like your Google Classroom and your grades. I hear students say, I like it because I can look and see what I'm missing. Guys, y'all are going to be missing everything. You say, what do you mean? I don't post anything in the Google Classroom to grade. I do what is known as an online notebook, and that's what we're going to go over in just a few minutes. So you'll be doing an online notebook, and basically you'll end up doing work one of two ways. You either type into it, or you do the work on your own paper, take a picture of it, and post it. Or if you have a printer, you'll print the material, if you want to, write on the worksheets or whatever it is, and then take a picture and post it. So we're going to be doing a lot of that, and that's one of the things that we're going to do the first day. We're just going to make sure we can manipulate that. So when is it due? Yeah, Sunday by 1. So make sure that you have that done. Guys, inevitably, the only way that I don't get kids making an A in my classroom is if you don't do the work. If you do not do your work on time, then it's 10-point deduction for every day. So if you don't post your work for a week and you do it on the next week work after I've already graded it, the highest you're going to make is a 40. So it doesn't keep you from passing, but it keeps you from passing with an A. Every person that's in this class should have a 100 average throughout the whole thing. So make sure that you're keeping up with the assignments. If anything comes up, you need to let me know immediately. But you can't say, oh, I'm going to do everything Saturday morning. Because what's going to happen Saturday morning? Your parents are going to say, hey, let's go on a hike. Yeah, and you're gone all day Saturday and you don't have a chance to do it. So just make sure that you keep up with everything. Last thing I want to talk about is materials for this class. There are a few things that you are going to need for the class. Number one, you're going to need a calculator. that AP Chemistry, you've got to have a scientific calculator. It can be the TI-84s or it can be a TI-83. Doesn't matter. It can be the Inspires, but you need your own calculator to hold in your hand, not a phone calculator. Now, I know that we have those calculators on our phones that, that does the scientific method and all of that, but I'm here to tell you, if you are at this level, AP Chemistry, Math 4, calculus, then you need your own calculator. So make sure that you have a calculator. If you don't, I'm not going to say that you can't use your phone. You can. I'm just going to tell you that I find that students who have their own calculators are more successful in the class. You also need to have notebook paper. You just need to have paper because y'all are going to go through, and even though you're going to be doing your work on your paper and posting it, you're going to have an electronic copy of your notebook, but you also should have a hard copy of your notebook. So keep putting it back into your notebook, paper, pencils. I don't care what you write with. If you want to write with those pretty gel pens and do it doesn't matter. You can do any of that. All I ask is that you do not do anything in red ink, because whenever I'm grading, whether it's electronically, however it is, I use a red marker. I do everything in red, and that way it makes it easier for you to identify it. So please, any color but red. Pens, pencils, doesn't matter. All right, so I wanted to just go through a few things and just make sure that y'all are feeling comfortable, and hopefully that you're not stressed out because it's been a while since you had some chemistry for some of you. Like I said, I'm not going to push you. I'm not going to step on you. I'm not going to push you down. I'm going to lift you up, and then after we get lifted up, we'll start pushing forward. Last thing in closing, y'all know that last spring was chaos. That means that no kid was held accountable for, the work. We didn't have this organization and everything laid out. I had 12 kids in my AP Chemistry class, and I didn't have any of them blow the top out of it, but out of the 12, I had 3 or 4 that made 3s on it. So I had 3, this is it. Let me go back and read. I had 3 that made a 3 on it. I had 4 that made a 2 on it. And then I had 1s. And I said, is that bad? I'm sitting here going, AP Chemistry is an awesome course. And then to not be able to go through and teach it except up to basically March the 13th, and then everything went online. It wasn't like this. To have 20, 30% passing, I take that every time. So I'm not pushing that we're going to pass the course, but I promise you that if you put your time into it and you go through everything, you'll be prepared for it. You'll make a decent grade. I'm hoping a little bit higher than just 2s and 3s this time, that we get into the 3s, 4s, maybe even 5s. But you know what? Guys, I'm just happy that you're here. I don't care if we all make 1s. I know for a fact, and I'm going to use my son as an example. Most of y'all know Ransom. Ransom's a good kid. He's pretty bright. He made a 1 on the AP Chem exam. A 1. I'm his dad, the chemistry teacher. But that was, because he chose how he was going to review and how he was going to study for it. I said, son, that is perfectly fine. Because when he goes to college, there is no doubt in my mind when he takes that general chemistry class that he is going to be the top in his class. He's going to know how to do the labs. He's going to be familiar with the material. That's what I do for y'all. Get y'all set up, lift you up, push you forward to make you successful. All right, I'm going to quit talking, and I will see you in our Zoom meeting. Thank you.